Now, Facebook's making headlines again, but for all the wrong reasons. Investigations have been reopened on both sides of the Atlantic after it emerged 50 million profiles were harvested from the platform. Well, the revelation has seen tens of billions of dollars wiped off the share price. Why? Well, it all started back in 2014 when a UK-based academic, Alexander Kogan, was granted access to place an app on the site. That app paid people to take a personality test, but it also gathered data on those people's Facebook friends. Data that was then shared with a company called Cambridge Analytica. And who are they? Well, they're a data company offering services to businesses and political parties who want to change audience behaviour. Among them, famous backers are key Trump campaign donors. We're joining us now to explain more and to talk about the implications for us all is Adam Ramsey, co-editor of the website Open Democracy. Adam, just how valuable is the data that Facebook holds on all of us?
Facebook's data is gold class. It's the best there is. They say that data is the new oil, and Facebook has the best. I think that the thing I always think about is that Facebook has more information about you and me than the Stasi in East Germany used to have about the most active dissidents they were following. They know a huge amount about our lives, almost everything we share about our lives, and about millions of us all over the world.
So one would say they might be pretty influential in that case, but realistically with that data, I mean, are they able to change behaviours?
I think absolutely. I mean, you think about any political campaign, the thing they always want is data about us so they know how to reach us and persuade us about the things that we care about. If you think about the European referendum in the UK, the Leave campaign spent £3.3 million with a very similar company called Aggregate IQ, and they wouldn't have done that. They wouldn't have spent almost all their money, a huge chunk of their money, on that kind of campaigning if they didn't think it worked, and it did work. So absolutely, data can shape our politics. It's how campaigners know what to say to us in order to persuade us to do what they want.
So these companies like Aggregate IQ, like Cambridge Analytica, I mean, are they able to influence elections then? How would they use that data to operate?
Well, they use it to push stories at you if you're on Facebook or on other social media. They use it to shape narratives, as politicians say, so to make sure that this issue is top of the agenda. So in the US election, we saw Hillary Clinton's emails was a major issue that was pushed allegedly by these companies to make sure that that was the thing that voters were thinking about as they went to the polling booths. And I think the thing that for me is particularly worrying is that what it allows is very wealthy people to skip the stage of having to have activists going out knocking on doors, which is how we used to do elections, which means they have to persuade lots of people to support them. And instead they can just pay these sorts of companies to reach straight into our laptops, into our homes with their messages and try and persuade us, often with things which aren't true or things that are entirely made up or things which perhaps wouldn't traditionally have been at the centre of elections.
And Adam, just finally, if our viewers are watching this are concerned about the way that their data is being used or concerned perhaps they're being manipulated, what should they do?
And the first thing I'd say is go and get involved in campaign groups in your communities who are doing that human face-to-face knocking on doors. The way to stop this working is to make the things that you care about the major issues in society and in elections. Don't allow these billionaires to shape the agenda of our politics. Take back control of that by getting involved in the campaign groups, doing the kinds of things you care about, and talk to your neighbours and your friends and your communities about that. I think that's the first thing. The second is don't take part in, say, Facebook surveys. It's always going to be used by someone else for something you don't know about.
OK, and Adam, we will have to leave it there, but thanks very much for talking us through that. We'll, of course, probably hear more of that in the future. Adam Ramsey there.